let's get into it. So your first thing to learn, the grip, the engine of the golf swing. So this done properly will set you off in golf on a really good foot for the rest of the time you play it, okay? A lot of our faults come from a bad grip, okay? So the first thing you want to realize is when you stand naturally, your hands turn inwards, okay? So a lot of people starting golf tend to point their thumbs down the middle of the grip, okay? So all that creates is your hands wanting to go back to what's natural, which then leads to an open club face, and vice versa. If you held it in too strong a manner, you could find that it would create a closed club face. So we really want the hands on the grip neutrally, okay? So first thing, hands turn inwards, so we're all together on that bit. So if you start with a club and just hold it to the left of your hip, or to the right if you're a right-hander, left-hander, sorry, what you'll start to notice is more of your forehand falls on top of the grip, and the thumb actually wants to favour down the right side of centre. So from there, what we can see is maybe 2 to 2.5 knuckles, and from the side, the pad of your hand sits more on top of the grip. So we are really holding it in the fingers. Okay, so start with the club to the left of you, feel it into the fingers, and then let the hand naturally wrap on top. And you'll always find that you create a nice little V here that runs up towards right cheek, right shoulder. Now, you can always buy a grip trainer. It's always going to be a great purchase for 10 quid. It's going to do it for you effectively, just like Scotty Scheffler's got. So, but it can just highlight there, more forehand on top, 2 knuckles on show, and we've got a nice V here which runs up towards right cheek, right shoulder. Okay, so the right hand is the supporting hand. So if we were to place this just onto the steel of the club to begin with, your job to begin with is just slide the hand down until this thumb covers the other one like a blanket, and the hands then meet. So there's no gaps, okay? So once you reach this point, you have got 3 options. You can stay as it is, which would be baseball grip. You can overlap the little finger of your right hand onto the index of your left hand. That's an overlap or a Varden grip. Generally for people that have got bigger hands, bigger fingers, a bit more comfortable. And then you've got the interlock, which is where you go from baseball, you lift up the index finger of your left hand, little finger of your right hand, and then they interlock together, giving a little bit more of a stable grip. Okay, it feels like the hands work together a little easier on that one. That's the one I use as my preference, but there's no right or wrong. But can we just get the hands to sit on the club in the right manner? Okay, so we now know whichever one we want to choose. If I do mine, so if I come down, the hands meet, interlock the 2 closest fingers. If the left thumb favoured right of centre, we want the right thumb to favour to the left. Okay, so now we've created another V which runs up towards right cheek, right shoulder. So we've now got hands as a unit on the golf club, which will allow you to get all the range of movement required to hit good golf shots right from the beginning. Okay, so hands turning naturally. You can rest the club across your knuckles, wrap the hand on top. That's another way of going about it. But again, we're trying to get the hand to wrap on top. More forehand, where you'll see a bit of your Velcro on your glove. Does the thumb favour right centre of the top of the grip? Does the V point towards your right cheek, right shoulder? And do we have 2 to 2.5 knuckles on show as a baseline? Okay, this is to get you going. From there, hand onto the steel, slide them down till they meet. This thumb sits on top of the other one like a blanket. From there, choose your grip of choice, interlock, baseball or Varden. And from there, this thumb just favours left of centre, just to counterbalance. And now we've taken our hands, which we know turn inwards, and placed them onto the club to give you the best start in golf. So you can go about that in phases and sections, just lots of reps to make it easier to embed it. But if you need help, buy a grip trainer. It will be the best investment you could spend to help you start in golf. Okay, so the second part we need to do is aim. So we need to point the club face in the direction of the intended target. Okay, so the leading edge, front part of the club, we're going to point that towards the flag. And then from there, we're going to build our stance parallel to that intended target line. Okay, so with your shiny new grip, always place the club head behind the ball to begin with, aiming down your intended target. Okay, and from there, you can build a shoulder width stance where your feet, your knees, hips, and shoulders are all parallel to that target line. Okay, so now we've got a good grip and we've aimed the club where we want the ball to go and built ourselves parallel to that. And that is how we aim and set up to the golf ball. Because as you can see here, we're effectively making a basic train track. When the two cross, that's when things go a little bit out of sync. Could lead you to shaping golf balls later on in your golfing journey, but to begin with, let's get the baselines in. Can we get somewhere parallel to our target line with a good grip? So that is the first 2 pointers. You've got a good grip, the engine of the golf swing, your only connection to that club. So if that's wrong, you're always going to be playing catch up. Then can you take that club face, point it at the flag or the intended target and build yourself parallel to that? And they are your first 2 points. Right then, let's try and put it all together. So, good grip. Start with it to the left of your hip. Let it fall into the fingers, where you can then wrap the hand on top to allow the thumb to favour right of centre with your 2 knuckles on show. V pointing up towards right cheek, right shoulder. Hand onto the club. Slide it down until this thumb covers the other one like a blanket. Choose your choice of grip, baseball, Varden or interlock, and finish it off with the thumb favouring left of centre. When we put it down, do the V's both run towards right cheek, right shoulder. Now we've got the engine. Okay, so we're going to take the club face now and we're going to point it at the intended target, the flag fairway, and we're going to build ourselves parallel to that line. Okay, as you get into golf, you'll learn to waggle the club to get rid of pressure. But from there, make a golf swing, any golf swing that you can. Up behind your head, back down to the ball, and see what comes of it. But generally, with the basics in place, you can get good outcomes. Okay, so that's why this is important. These will be some of your most important golf lessons and tips as we grow together. So if you want to get better, subscribe to this channel and we'll grow over the coming months.